Hey there, welcome to the practice. Flo here again. Today I'm sharing with you a Vinyasa flow. It's not a beginner class, there will be some funky movements and funky transitions in there, but they're only funky and new if you are new to our channel. If you have been practicing with us for a while, then you know all of this already. Let's start today on our back in half Shavasana. Keep the knees bent and come onto your back. Bring the arms down by your sides and just for 3 breaths arrive. Get ready mentally to move, to practice, to go through this moving meditation. Set your intention. Establish a good breath for the entire class. Let's bring the heels closer to the hips, lift your hips up for bridge pose, and we're holding here for about a minute. Lift your hips up as high as you can. If you want a little bit more activation in the back line, then you can draw the heels up, pull them up towards the shoulder blades, as if you want to wrinkle up the mat space underneath your hips. Send more breath into the belly as you are in this bridge pose. See if you can find this place of stillness, this meditativeness in this pose. Last 5 breaths. And release the hips back down. Simply bring the knees together. Relax here for a moment before you go anywhere else. And then let's bend the knees, lift the feet up and rock forward into a tabletop. Let's come onto all fours. For another wrist warm-up, as in every single one of our classes, very important, never skip it. Straighten the arms, stay on the toes, lean back, and let's lean forward as far as you can and stay there. Really feel the wrists strongly, but nothing painful. For 5, 4, push the ground away, 3, 2, and 1. Lean back, very good. Slide the hands a little bit closer to you. Now we lift the palms up, so you're on the first knuckle where the fingers leave the hand, and then you lift higher up to come all the way onto the finger pads. Lower down to the first knuckle and lower. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Lift, lift, lower, lower. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Sit back on the heels, but stay on the toes, so we are giving the feet a nice stretch. Interlace your fingers, roll out the wrists, make a big circle in one direction, and then the other direction. Shake out the hands, and let's come into a plank pose. You can keep the knees on the ground if you want to. Externally rotate the arms. Firm into the inner hands. Push the ground away. Soft with the breath. Continue with your meditation while you are in this plank pose and while you go through all the other poses in this practice today. Move the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Move around a bit if you need to. Otherwise, connect back to the stillness in the body and also within. Let's go ahead, lift the right leg up and back. Three-legged dog. Bend your right knee, open, stack the hips. Lengthen the right side, upper body, all the way from the right hand to the right foot. Straighten the right leg again. Keep the right leg lifted, lower the elbows down to the ground for one-legged dolphin pose. Continue to open the chest and the shoulders, move the chest towards the left thigh. Let's look forward towards the thumbs, shift forward, lift the elbows up. One-legged chaturanga, one-legged plank, right knee to the chest. Hold it there. Start to flex the right foot. Silently step the foot between the hands. Straighten both legs, pyramid pose. Use blocks here or books to increase your reach. If you need to, make sure both heels are on the ground. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Keep your left hand inside the right foot and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling for revolved triangle. Gently pull the right hip back, keep both legs straight. Draw the belly in, rotate the chest to the right. On your exhale, release. Skandasana to the left, spider lunge. Let's move to the front of the mat for tree pose. Straighten the right leg. Bring the left foot inside the right thigh or inside the right shin. Hands to the heart. Move the hips forward. Pull the left knee back. So you can use tree pose as a hip opener for the left hip. Keep the hands together as they are. Let's extend the left leg back for warrior 3. Straighten both legs, lower the left hip more down. Keep activating the back body, the back line. The breath nice and soft. Start to bend your left leg and tap the left knee outside the right calf for Shiva squat. Keep the hands together as they are if you want, or bring them out for balance. From the Shiva squat, simply extend the left leg out to the right side and start to bend the right leg. Left hand down to the ground, inside the right foot. The right arm is reaching up. The option to stay here or straighten the right leg more and breathe into the right outer thigh. I'm still looking for a name for this pose. Thanks for all the suggestions in the previous video. Bre and I were still deciding. Very good. Now bring the left hand down to the ground. Create a good foundation. Reach the right arm forward, up and over the head to the front of the mat. And then extend the right leg back for flying starfish. We're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Starfish pose. Land the right foot. Lift the hips, reach the right arm up. Now reach the right arm up and over the head, so we're lengthening the right side body. Keep pressing into your left palm. And on the exhale, release the right hand down. Pull the left foot out for wild thing. The left foot goes up and over behind you. The right leg is straight, left leg bent. Press into your right hand. Return to plank pose. Both hands down, both feet down. Now stay here in your plank or join me for 5 plank chaturangas. Some people call them also push-ups. But we're not going so low, we're just going down to a chaturanga. So stay in plank, knees up or down, or 5 chaturanga planks. 4, nice and clean. 3, never sacrifice good form, good quality. 2, and last one. Let's all come back to plank, downward dog. Move the hips up and back. Bring your feet a bit wider apart. On your exhale, roll forward to plank. Once in plank, engage the glutes. Inhale, lower the hips. Upward facing dog on the toes. Shift forward, exhale, chaturanga. Plank, downward dog. Return back to the breath, just in case the heart rate went up. I'm filming this currently in Quito, Ecuador, on 10,000 feet elevation, and I'm not adjusted yet to the high altitude, so my heart rate is for sure up. So we might be in the same boat. Breathe slow. Very good. It's good to feel alive, right? Lift your left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Bend your left knee, open stack. Straighten the left leg again. 3-legged dog, lower the elbows down for 1-legged dolphin pose. Press into the hands, into the forearms to move the chest towards the right thigh. Look towards the thumbs, shift forward, 1-legged chaturanga, 1-legged plank, left knee to the chest, hold. Push the ground away, slow with the breath. Flex the foot, step the foot between the hands. Pyramid pose, straighten both legs. Shorten the stance if you need to, so that both heels are on the ground. Deep breath in to lengthen. Exhale to fold forward and down. Right hand down to the ground. Left arm is reaching up. Revolved triangle. Pull the left hip slightly back, keep the legs straight, rotate the chest to the left, pull the belly in, breathe, soft and controlled. On the exhale, Skandasana to the right. Readjust the feet, especially the right foot, be careful with the knees. Move to the front of the mat for tree pose. Come up to standing, nice and slow, controlled. Hands to the heart. Once you feel balanced, we can work on the hip opener. If tree pose is a challenging balancing pose for you, then the intention and purpose of this pose is to balance. If you feel balanced, then the intention shifts to a hip opener. Opening the right hip, push the hips forward, pull the right knee back. lengthen the back side of your body more to stand taller. Imagine you want to lift and reach the head higher up. It's pulling you up. From here, release, extend the right leg back, warrior 3. Both legs are straight. Press the palms together, lower the right hip down. Bend the right knee, tap the right knee outside the left calf for Shiva squat, hands to the heart, or arms out for balance. And let's extend the right leg further to the left. I'll have to readjust. And keep the left leg bent. Right knee, right fingertips down to the ground, reach your left arm up. Very good. Plant the right hand down, reach your left arm forward. We're coming into flying starfish. Extend the left leg back and we're holding for 10 seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Starfish pose, land the foot, lift your hips, reach your left arm up, and then up and over the head for more length on the left side body. From the left foot, up the left leg, all the way up to the left fingers. On the exhale, left hand down, pull the right leg out, bring it up and over for wild thing. Exhale, release to plank. Let's meet here. Now, you know plank pose is our resting pose, so you can stay here and rest. Of course, knees up. No, do whatever you want, knees up or down, totally fine. Or join me again for 5 push-ups. But this time we do diamond push-ups. So we bring the hands close together, internally rotate the hands so that when you bend the arms, the elbows go out in this exact triangle shape about, 90 degrees or so. So join me when you're ready. Or do regular push-ups if this doesn't feel good. There should be no pain or anything in the elbows. I'll do 2 more. Let's all meet back in regular plank. If you waited, then thanks for waiting for me. Let's move the hips up and back, downward dog. To finish up, bring the feet wider apart. Let's do 2 or 3 more rounds of these fun rolling forward to up dog things that lately we started doing in our own practice, so we also wanted to share them with you. On the exhale, roll forward to plank. Once you're there, engage the glutes, lower the hips. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, roll forward, plank. Engage the glutes, lower the hips. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Stay for the inhale and 1 more round on your own. Or skip it. Up to you. We're all just moving and breathing. That's it. Being present. Let's all meet in downward dog. From here you can step flow to handstand, up to you, which option you choose. The feet outside the hands for Malasana. Very good. Welcome to the squat live. But today we're not staying here long. you will actually from here stand up and do another kind of squat. So let's all stand up. And we're doing something that is called sissy squat or flying camel. Depends how you want to call it. And you can keep the feet wide apart. The feet are a little bit rotated out, just so that when you bend the knees, that the thighs go in the same direction as the feet. That's very important. If you feel anything in the knee, skip it, stop, relax, wait for me. We'll continue together. And we are lifting the heels, bending the knees come forward, and we want to reach the hands towards the heels. So of course, I have to go a lot lower here, and this is what we're trying to do. Coming all the way down with the arms straight to the heels. We'll give it 3 tries, so join me when you're ready. Have some fun, and this is a great one to activate the back body, the back line, to strengthen it, and also to really work on strong feet and toes. Let's come back up. So everything's engaged in the back, also the glutes. Look at one point, your external drishti, looking up to the ceiling, fixating with the eyes. Let's do 2 more. If you fall out of it, come back up. We're all here for fun. Very nice, and let's do 1 more. Very nice. Stand here real quick. Tall and gentle sway. Swing the arms left and right. I'm working on a lot more functional flows and functional classes, and this one will be a part of it, of course. So exciting stuff coming and happening here on the channel. Thanks for sticking around. Let's come down to a squat. And set the hips all the way down. Let's actually try to sit the hips down without the hands. Nice and slow. Bring the feet together. Butterfly. Grab the feet and fold forward, relax forward. So if that sissy squat or flying camel was really hard for you, then keep practicing, of course, as with everything. I also did not go super deep. You can go a lot deeper so that the knees come really far forward and down, almost to the ground. In my own practice, I do that. But for most people, this is already enough. We don't need to push it too much today. Slow the breath down. We're now entering the more gentle and chill part of the practice, the more cool down and yin section. Let's push yourself back up. Bend the left leg a lot so that the heel is all the way to the hip, and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. But this time, try to not use your hands to bring the foot there, but only use the strength of the hip. Very good. Readjust, be careful with the knees. Stay here if you already feel a stretching sensation here. Somewhere here on the outside. Perfect. Stay. If you don't feel it yet, like me, and you have to fold forward, then go ahead and do so. But we're all looking for the sensation, and then we add the breath and we meditate in this pose. And let's do this for 3 breaths, so quite short, but still make it good quality. Slowly come back up. And we again don't use the hands, and we just switch sides. So the right heel comes all the way to the left hip, and the left leg comes on top, landing it on the right thigh. Readjust, and if this is completely impossible for you, then I recommend you check out the mobility playlist here on the channel with lots of mobility exercises, especially hip mobility. And if you need to, fold forward. Mobility training is very active. It's a lot of internal strength. So it's the range of motion you can actively control with your internal strength coming from mostly the joint and all the tissues. And if this is very challenging, then those videos will help. Slowly come back up. Release the foot without using the hands, and we're coming into a reverse tabletop just to counter that flexion and forward folding. The closing of the front, we now open the front. Lift the hips as high as you can, doesn't matter how high, engage the glutes. Very good, lower the hips, straighten the legs. So you're only on the heels, push the ground away, look straight ahead, bend the knees again, move the hips up, lower the hips, straighten the legs, and bend the knees, lift the hips. One more, lower the hips, straighten the legs, maybe the feet lift up off the ground, and land the feet, bend the knees, move the hips forward and up. Release the hips down and come to a seated position. Sit nice and tall. Relax your hands wherever it's comfortable. Lengthen through the spine. Instead of lifting the chest to lengthen, try to lift the head higher up, as if you want to reach the crown of your head more towards the ceiling or towards the sky. And so that lifts everything up instead of just tilting the rib cage. It's a very common problem for many yogis to always bring the chest up and stand tall, but you actually want to lengthen and lift everything. Close your eyes. Release the control of the breath. You did that now for the last 20 or so minutes. This beautiful ujjayi that ideally did not change at all. And now we can let go of that control and be the observer of the breath. And let just the breath do the work. The breath, just like the heartbeat and so many other functions in the body, they are just happening. You do not know how they're happening, you don't control them. But just like with many things in life and in this world, there are many things that we don't know how we're doing them or how they work. But they're still there. So the same force, life force, prana, that's keeping you alive, that's keeping your heart beating, is also the force that keeps many functions and systems, and some of them very mysterious in this world and this universe, going and alive. Let the air flow in and out through the nose. And perhaps sit a little bit longer, contemplating on this force. That's keeping everything going. That's also helping you to return back from the dreamland after a good night's sleep. So that you can have another beautiful day. And that's already worth putting a smile on the face, isn't it? I will leave you with that for today. Thank you very much for practicing with me today, for allowing me to share my practice with you. And I will see you in the next video tomorrow. With love and gratitude. Namaste.